All right, well, I'm headed for Arkansas. Going to go to Bella Vista and then to Bentonville to see the Arkansas Bentonville Temple under construction. I'm leaving a little bit late. That's a bummer, but I have some wiggle room anyway, so I'll hit the road here pretty quick. Okay, I'm getting close to the Oklahoma-Texas border now. Getting ready to pass the Welcome to Texas Center on our left. My gauges, the far left, you can see I'm traveling now at 78 miles per hour in a 75 mile per hour speed zone, jamming on Piano Man by Billy Joel. There's the Welcome to Texas Visitor Center there, and pretty soon we'll be going over the Red River. I've been traveling for a little bit more than an hour, so it's just probably a little bit after 6 going over the Red River now. Not much to see out there, and in the distance coming up the rectangle, bright rectangle coming at you, it's gonna say welcome to Oklahoma, but it goes by pretty fast. All right, I'm in Oklahoma. Oklahoma does not have any 75 mile per hour speed zone, at least none that I saw. So I'm doing 73 and a 70. The point of this video was the sun coming up a little bit. You can see a little bit of sunshine coming up over the horizon, and it's chilly, 60 degrees right now. It's been pretty steady 60 degrees the whole way. And I've probably been on the road for a little bit more than 2 hours now. All right, it's pretty close to 7 a.m., a whole lot more light. You can see the cloud in front of me that I've been chasing, so I'm right behind the rain. 80 miles, looking at Waze, there, 80 miles to my next cutoff, which is I-40. And just thought I'd show you a little bit of the scenery at daybreak here. I wish I could see through those trees to my right. You'd see a little red ball sun, but the trees block that view. So we'll look on the left. There's a lake out there, and Oklahoma's beautiful country. 77 miles now from I-40. Notice I'm cycling through my high and low beams, trying to make sure I can see what's out in front of me. Still trying to catch that sunrise. You can see the red out in front of me, but I just never could get a good shot of the round red ball sun. Still running 73 miles per hour, 7th gear, economy mode, trying to save fuel. It's a good ride. Still a little bit chilly, 60 degrees. A little bit of water on the road. Might see that come up here in a minute. I'm coming into a city. I tried to figure out which one it was after the fact. Didn't make a note of it earlier, but anyway, still being a very good ride. Okay, it's about 7:15 now. Daylight's coming up pretty quick. Get that visor closed. Not sure why I had it open. It just is a wind deflector. Still a little bit of cloud out there, but it's getting further ahead of me than I am it. I'm still in Oklahoma. I am now 65 miles from my cutoff to Fort Smith on I-40. Still Oklahoma roads, a little bit rough. There's not a lot of traffic right now. I thought maybe I would spend a little time with my Android phone. See if that comes up here in just a minute. May have to start this over again. There we go. So keep in mind that even though I'm showing you my dash, that I'm very much aware of the traffic and what's going on. You can see on my display there that I've switched now, so I can see what music I'm listening to. Everything I Own by Bread is what I'm listening to right now. And I'm going to go back to Waze again. So right about now it'll cycle back to Waze, and all is well there. So still 73 miles per hour, about 60 degrees still, and staying in 7th gear all the time in economy mode, trying to get that 44, 45 miles per gallon. Okay, I'm coming into Kiowa, Oklahoma. There'll be a speed zone sign tells me to slow down to 60 here pretty quick on the right. Be a yellow sign. Just wanted to kind of go through the speed control just a little bit on this. On the far left hand side of the dash, off camera right now, there are 3 pieces of data. The top is my cruise control speed. Just below that is my mileage, and below that is how many miles to empty. You can see them popping up just a little bit on the left right now. Here comes the Kiowa, Oklahoma sign, 60 miles per hour. So right now I don't use a throttle. I'm pushing on my decreased speed. At the same time I do the turn signal, decreasing speed. So if you look at the top left piece of data, you'll see the numbers dropping. So that controls my speed control. So I'm down to 53, it looks like 58, 53, 47. So I'm rocking that down. I'm going to stop at 43. I'll be in a 40 mile per hour speed zone doing 43 miles per hour. That's just kind of how I roll. And be quiet for a while so you can hear the engine. I love that engine. So I ride through 40 miles per hour, and then I'll get a 50 mile per hour sign. Not yet. But again, I don't use a throttle. You can see the orange on the speedometer is cruise is on, and the green is cruise is set. So when I get to that next speed limit sign, I just rock the control on my right thumb up one bump for each mile per hour. So watch those numbers on the left hand side rock up there. I'm at 63. There's 70. It'll rock up to 73. Listen to that engine. Okay, we're on the road again. Still a lot of cloud overhead. Still kind of chilly, but the sun is getting up. It's going to be warm pretty soon. Good ride. Having a good time. I'm coming into McAllister, Oklahoma, about 35 miles from the I-40 cutoff, but it's 8 o'clock and I'm hungry. And so there's a yellow sign down there on the right. It says Denny's on it, and that's where I'm headed. I looked at the menu and everything was over $10. I told her $10 was my limit. So she made this breakfast for me special off the menu, and it was perfect. Whoa, well, it's going to be great to drive in the sun. It's been 60 degrees this whole trip. I'm tired of it. Just had a wonderful breakfast at Denny's. 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of pancakes. Delicious. Time to hit the road. Well, if you look at the map on Waze, you can see that there are some lakes coming up. So I booted up the camera to see if I could get some good shots of the lakes, and was hoping that there would there'd be some boats or something out there to make it interesting. It wasn't that interesting, but it still looks pretty nice. Beautiful blue sky and the clouds, and the sun shining in the clouds, and the lake's finally showing up on the right. A lot of trees on the right too. They don't show up on Waze. And the barrier prevented me from seeing to the left. Gonna do a function check on my helmet. Works pretty good. I put the microphone where it belongs a little bit later down the road. Hello. And now I shove the mic down underneath the helmet, so done. All right, well, looking at Waze again, it may be the same lake for all I know, but there's a whole lot more of it coming up, so I decided I'd boot the camera up again. Of course, we have these trucks here. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'll probably drop that speedometer off the camera and maybe do something with the throttle. It is quite impressive what happens. Doesn't take long to get by the trucks at all, and I'm not even trying. Anyway, there's the lake. Again, sun shining over the lake. It looks really nice with the blue and the white. You can see a little bit better over that barrier. Beautiful blue sky, azure, whatever. A lot of trucks on the road. A lot of water out there. No boats. What's the deal with that? There's a lot of distance in that little transition there. The first thing you should notice is the highway is beautiful. This is I-49. I'm in Arkansas, as that signpost just indicated the shape of Arkansas on the highway number. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Unfortunately, I booted the camera up after going by some of the prettiest scenery. But the colors are changing in the trees, and the hills are rolling. And I just had to turn the camera on. Not long. 71 miles total, 67 to my cutoff. Still jamming on the radio, or actually Pandora. Much warmer. Sun is shining. See a little bit of color in the trees there. Wish I had not missed that first panorama that I came across that gave me the urge to boot the camera up again because it was very, very pretty. Unfortunately, I already know, since I'm narrating this afterwards, that I'm not going to be able to get that same panorama again. I tried, but it was not possible. But it's still beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful country. All right, speed limit's down to 50 and getting slower, getting ready to go through a mountain. This tunnel's got construction, so down to one lane, workers on the left. Still like hearing that engine. What a power plant. Pretty bright in here. You can actually see outside the other end. I thought the sun would pretty much shut it down, but still daylight on the other side. And some more beautiful scenery. All right, getting ready to make a turn on Buckstone Drive here. Double take so we can see that street sign a little bit better. Buckstone Drive. And head on down this road. Churches on the left and forest on the right for now. You can see some of the color in the trees changing again. It's fall is on its way. Approaching the cemetery on the right. The address is 34 Buckstone Drive. Colors. And I'll do another double take on the cemetery entrance as we pull in. So we can read that name. The darkness there is because of the rain, so it hasn't completely dried out yet. See the 34, Bella Vista Memorial Garden. Well, we're here. Now we get to go find Mom and Bob. So here we go. Well, comments to them, a quick prayer said, and now it's time to go take a look at the Bentonville Temple, see what it looks like. I saw the temple from the highway and did not have the camera going. It would have been nice to film it on the highway, but there's the highway right across, and the temple is right behind the stake center here, much taller, so the spire will be visible from a very good distance. Workers are present, so the work continues. Hopefully it'll be done soon. A lot of gravel under my feet as I was stepping off. I almost lost a hold of the motorcycle. That would have been bad. Turns out this temple is being constructed, the general contractor is Parkway Construction. I used to work for them. I considered hanging around to see if I could get in, but I just did not have time. I had to leave. And so I did. And we're back on the road again, I-49, getting ready to go through the tunnel again, only this time it's not under construction on this side. So cruise control on and onward through the mountain we go. Beautiful sky, rolling hills, a great day. Well, I'm having to eat outside the dining room at this Burger King at the I said Burger King, I meant McDonald's at this whatever it is. I should have gone to Pilot across the street maybe. But anyway, the dining room is closed. So Big Mac, apple pie, cup of water. Life is grand. I'll see what my ETA is after eating. All right, epilogue for this 725-mile round trip to Bentonville, Arkansas, and also Bella Vista. I got home safe. I met Diane at our square dance appointment at 6:15, and then afterwards we came home and all was well. So one point that I wanted to add is that after the very first video shot where I said I was leaving late and I got on the motorcycle and left, so as soon as I got on the road, the TPS system was able to calculate the tire pressure, and sure enough, the TPS alerted me. Now the light's up here, but the system is displayed down here. So right now we have the range showing. That's 74 miles to empty, and I'll drop that little arrow on the left down, and we'll cycle to tire pressure. That's my front, 35 pounds. That's my rear, 46, and then back to the range. And then we can, already talked about this while I was driving as well. 35 miles per hour was the cruise control setting. And so I hit resume, it's going to go to 35 miles per hour. And I could also have the air temperature if I wanted, but that's what I use, so that's where it stays. We've got 184.3 miles on this trip, which was a trip I took this morning with Diane, 2 up, and we can look over here to see that I am suspension and everything is still set up for 2 up. And then we can also look over here to see that trip 46.1 miles per gallon was the average, and I checked that with the actual fuel and everything to make sure it's good, and so far it's been pretty close. So unless I'm going on a long trip, I always just reset A and B together. That's total mileage on the motorcycle right now. So just want to make sure that I stated, even though it should have been obvious, the whole reason I went to Arkansas was to visit my mother's gravesite. I had not been there since she was buried. It's something that I've been wanting to do, and I had a surprise day off and took it and was safe, was able to go and pay my respects and have a good ride on the motorcycle. And I hope you enjoyed the ride.